Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Channel Talk time. I'm going to be reading your questions that you left for me under a post that I made on my Super Dacob, all spelled together, Instagram profile. So the questions are incredible and it's difficult to get through all of them in one video because it takes a lot of time to answer them. So moving on to the question that was left out in the last video. Next one would be Laura _shares_her_art. How you doing, sweetie? Laura asks, I don't know where to ask the question, so I will type it here. Question 1. Why does Chanel not release all of their prices? Question 2. What does Chanel use to keep their bag in shape? Do they use something like cardboard, like the camera bags had? Okay, well, first of all, this is a great question. It seems like a simple question, like oh, why don't they release their prices? You know. Well, first of all, if it were that simple, first of all, Chanel doesn't even release all their products online. You can't, on the Chanel website, you cannot see the entire collection of accessories. The apparel, yes, you could see all of the looks from the runway, but you cannot see all of the accessories. So some bags, some model bags, some colorways of bags, some sizes of bags are missing online, as are accessories, you know, brooches, rings, necklaces. There's only a selection on the Chanel website. And since the Chanel website is not a website where you can purchase accessories, well, in America, as of now, you can purchase eyewear and fragrances and cosmetics, but not clothing or other accessories. So the part of the Chanel website where you could purchase stuff like the eyewear in America or beauty products elsewhere in the world, they do list their prices, obviously. And then for the section of the website where they show us a selection, they don't say, but we know that it's only because if you go into the Chanel boutiques and you check out the iPads that are laying around the boutiques, you could see the entire, and even there I'm not so sure if it's the entire collection, but you could see even more pieces of the season available than you can see online. And they don't state it anywhere, so it's kind of strange. It's not like they're telling you, okay, come to the boutiques because you're going to see a bigger selection on our internal online segment than you would see at home. You know, it's not like they're telling you that online to incite the visitation of the boutique. They're very snobby about it. They're not like telling you come to the boutique. So I don't know why. Okay, well, before we get to the prices, the reason why they do not show the entire selection of the collection online, they also want to protect in some way, shape, or form at least some of the pieces from being copied, from being, you know, they just potentially want to block off potential replicas, you know. Of course, the most famous showstopper pieces that have also been worn by other stars, those are the ones that are showcased online. And those are the ones that ultimately get replicated and duplicated and copied. So I don't know why Chanel would avoid showing the minor pieces or the pieces that aren't as runway-ish. And instead they choose to show the runway pieces. I don't know. Maybe they're just lazy. I don't think so. I think it's just like a way to preserve a certain type of selection to the boutiques only. You got to go into the boutique to see certain photos of certain pieces because not every boutique has in stock the entire collection, obviously. Unless maybe for a CAMBON 31. But even there, the pieces sell out immediately, so it's hard to kind of ever find full stock of a full collection in any Chanel boutique at any given time. So that's the reason I think they do not show the entire selection of the entire seasonal collection online. Now, as far as the prices are concerned, for the pieces that they do show online on their website, they do list a price as well. However, some pieces do not have a stated price. On some pieces it says, you know, ask the boutique or price upon request, some sort of statement like that. Now this is something that I find extremely annoying. Why do they do that? They do that for the overpriced pieces. They do that for those pieces that really are just priced out of every market, out of their own league, basically. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you're a luxury brand, so why don't you just state your price? it's beyond me why they don't do that. Like, we know you're expensive. So are you ashamed for the price you're demanding? Are you embarrassed for how much money you're asking for this piece, that so certain pieces are not listed online with the price? Who are you embarrassing there? Because like we, the clients and potential customers, we're not embarrassed. I mean, I'm alone at home browsing through the internet. I stumble upon Chanel's website. I check it out. I want to see the price of a certain bag that's been hand embellished or blah, blah, blah. And then it says price upon request. But then the minor bag, which is still extremely expensive, has a price listed. So I ask myself, what is the reasoning behind that? It's not like I'm sharing in the apartment with other 50 people my browsing, my intimate personal browsing through a Chanel website. It's not like I'm going to embarrass myself if somebody next to me sees that price of, I don't know, 20 grand for a bag. So I don't know why they don't write the price for certain products, unless they don't just want to state, okay, this is a very, maybe they just want to, it's a snobby thing to do, honestly. It's a very snobby thing to do. Selectively choosing what, for the overpriced products, not to state the price online. However, for a selection of the pieces that are showcased online, there's also a selection of the pieces that go into the lookbooks and the catalogs that are sent out to loyal customers, to customers that have, you know, I don't know, reached a certain amount of purchasing, so that Chanel starts sending them promotional material. Now, all of those catalogs that you receive, which are basically ad campaigns photographed by Karl Lagerfeld, and the total look of the model wearing the piece will be then next to the model. You're going to have a listing of the Q, you know, the code number of every piece, and the description of the piece and the materials used, but no price. But then within these catalogs, you're going to have a little separate leaflet, which you can decide to take out and throw away or hide, which is not part of the catalog. It's the only detachable part of the catalog, where you have basically the same listing in small of every piece per page with a price attached to it. And there you do not have a price upon request scenario. Some of the pieces that are listed as price upon request on the Chanel website, that are also listed in the printed catalog sent to the customers, have a price all of a sudden written in there. There's no more price upon request in the printed version of the extra leaflet that comes into the catalog with the prices attached to it. So it's as if like they consider you, once they start sending you these like printed catalogs, like, okay, you're worthy to know the prices because like you might actually be able to afford this shit. I don't know. I find it extremely tasteless. Either you're gonna state the price of all your pieces, or you ain't gonna state the price of all your pieces. But when you selectively start not stating the price of certain pieces, we know, or we get the impression that you're thinking that your product is overpriced. That's no good image. Just personal opinion. I know there's other reasonings that all of these hyper luxurious brands have behind not stating certain things, but I think they're all really sick reasons to begin with. So question 2, what does Chanel use to keep their bag in shape? Do they use something like cardboard, like camera bags have? I do not know. A lot of people state that like the grand shopping totes, or that the camera bags, or even other bags, might have some cardboard to keep them into shape. I don't know. I'm not one of those douchebags that burns through his Chanel bags with a flaming knife. So I am not going to destroy my bag just to figure out what's inside of it. I have seen videos where people state what's inside their bag. Some people destroy replicas also in other videos. Not the video of the flaming blazing, oh God, flame. Blade. The flaming blazing blade. Oh God, whatever. But other videos where people cut through the bags and then like there's like paper inside and all sorts of stuff. Well, if it's a replica bag, what do you expect? Diamonds inside of it? But maybe they do, maybe they don't. As far as the grand shopping tote is concerned, there's something in there for sure. But I've seen like older grand shopping totes where people really use them a lot. They do tend to use their shape a little bit, not just on the sides that are anyway. For sure there's no cardboard there because the leather is kind of curved. But at the front and the corners as well, they kind of tend to get dented within themselves. Oh my God, diction, pronunciation. Hard. It's like acting. You gotta kind of exercise your mouth to pronounce everything correctly. Where was I? So even the grand shopping totes would lose their kind of shape a little bit because you knock them, you kick them here and there, left and right when you're walking down the city, down the street, whatever, bumping into people. I mean, I take extreme care of my bags, but I've seen older grand shopping totes that are kind of bent, but bent in a way where I wouldn't say there's a cardboard in there that kind of broke through the bending so that now the bent part is always bent. It becomes softer. Like even when I purchased mine back in 2000, I don't even know when anymore, 14 I think, I was warned. My essay told me, Dacob, you just gotta be aware of the fact that when you wear it, it will become softer. It's going to lose that boxy shape with time. With time, it didn't lose the boxy shape with me because, I don't use it every day. I use it only when it's warm, when it's not raining outside, and yada, yada. But, so not using it on a daily basis, it maintained its shape and form. So I don't know. I can't tell you if they use cardboard. A lot of people say yes. Not a lot of people say no. So maybe there's the truth. The truth is somewhere in between. J. Galliano Ho. So I guess it's John Galliano Ho. How you doing, sweetie? How do you feel about Thierry Mugler and his designs? I adore Thierry Mugler, but you know that Thierry Mugler kind of sold out. He sold his brand, so indeed he is not creating for his brand anymore. I adored what he did in the 90s. Are you kidding me? Thierry Mugler in the first half of the 90s. A god of fashion. I mean, those pieces are beyond theatrical. They're beyond otherworldly. They are, just creations from another world. I mean, I sometimes think to myself, I need to find a way to earn so much money to be able to afford, like, literally purchasing a brand new, huge, like, building to create an archive and just a special space just for Thierry Mugler to archive everything, to create a museum. That would be a dream. But his pieces are super rare to come across, especially the special 90s pieces, and they're extremely expensive. So a person like me who's fighting to be able to keep a certain archive running, I have to make choices. It's not like I'm this billionaire who could just be like, okay, well, no matter how much it costs, somebody for me, you just hire somebody to purchase stuff online for you, secondhand, everything they find from Mugler or any brand. I got to focus on specific brands that I really love and appreciate, that I also love to wear, and I stick with those for now. When I'm done collecting those, I could move on. Thierry Mugler, I have a lot of sunglasses by Thierry Mugler. Apparel, not, because it's so expensive, and it's really hard to come across the pieces that I'm really looking for, and those are usually the runway pieces that are very, very, very hard to come across. But I adore Thierry Mugler, and I love most of the books that have been made, photography books with ad campaigns, and in general, editorial looks with Thierry Mugler pieces from the 90s worn. Just everything so beautiful. So yes, I do. I love Thierry Mugler. X_boy_X. How you doing, X-boy-X? Would you consider maybe outfit of the day videos or lookbook videos or styling stuff on camera? I mean, yes, I could consider that, but it's a lot of work. And it's not very rewarding to me because, I dress like this all the time. So, it would be just an extra, additional thing to just stop the process of my daily routine, what I do every day, running, working, and filming a video head to toe, which would also require a totally different setup within the fashion bunker. I would need to, you don't see what's going on here. It's all a big mystery and secret, but there's a lot happening. The fashion bunker is a very, very, very active environment and space. There's a lot going on, and there's not a lot of space to play around, really, in terms of a full body shot requires much more space. And I'm using a very particular lens right now, which is extremely far. I can't even, I'm still a full body distance away from the lens in order to create the effect that I need for it to not distort. This is the lens that kind of closest represents the shape of our body. So my proportions are almost 1-to-1 like you would see me in real life now. The distortion, like a fisheye effect, is almost not present. Always is a little bit, you know, with all of these lenses, but less than if I were to, you know, film with iPod Touch camera or whatever, where I would get like this potato nose and like the whole face would just like blob up in the front and then become really tiny on the sides, because you get this fisheye effect, which means you round something out. Anyway, I digress. So in order to film a full body shot, I could use another lens, but then I don't like to distort proportions very much. I'm very, very a perfectionist that way. So proportions are very important to me. So I would need a huge distance from the camera, which would require a different set of lighting and a different technique for filming as well. And also, since I do most of what I do alone, it's very difficult. I would envision a team, if one day soon, but that's up to you guys. You got to support this channel. You got to subscribe. You got to, the more the numbers grow, the more my finances will grow, and I could actually hire a team, and then we could all share the profits from all of this, because I would love to be able to afford hiring somebody to help me out. And then I could actually have a cameraman. Why do you ask, why do I need a cameraman? Because the way I envision a properly made outfit of the day video, total look video, styling video, I envision it with a mobile camera. So I envision it, you know, somebody that kind of walks in, walks out, zooms in. If I'm talking to you about this particular detail, I'm wearing this kimono today, and I'm like, okay guys, by the way, this is a particular type of bird. I want that cameraman to freaking zoom into that bird immediately, and you get to see the head, the beak, and everything. If I don't have a cameraman doing so, I would technically have to film myself just talking without the camera moving, full-on body shot, and say everything as if there were a cameraman, like, oh, by the way, there's this bird, it's amazing. The texture, the print on this material and this fabric is really gorgeous. Then once I'm done filming, I would have to go through the video again, figure out what did I say about close-ups, and wherever I mentioned a close-up, I would have to then reshoot just the close-ups, and then that bit of video I would have to insert on top of the video where I'm talking already within the total look about a close-up. All doable when you're alone. Requires a lot of time, way more time than it requires to shoot like I'm doing now. Already now, and I've made a video about this topic many times before, but I could repeat it gladly again. Every time I shoot a video, between me getting ready with the makeup, oh, by the way, super stupid, somebody, literally some troll the other day was like, shame on you for using makeup, you gay person. I'm like, seriously? Wake up and smell the coffee, boo. You're in 2017. Anyway, I digress. Getting the makeup done. Yes, she does wear makeup. Getting the look done, there we go, look. Getting the topic done. I don't rehearse, you know, I know what I want to talk about and I go. And you can see most of my videos don't have editing. If there's editing, it's usually because the camera dies on me. If there's any cut between, you know, if there's several takes. But doing that, on top of that, adding the fact that I afterwards have to edit the video, I have to overlay the sound, which I'm recording separately. To have a good quality sound, I'm not recording sound with the camera. These are two separate things. I have to layer them. They have to fit together. Then I have to trim the video back and front. I have to add the intro, the outro, and then I have to upload it to YouTube. And you got to add the descriptions. I got to make a little photo shoot or a screenshot for the thumbnail. You got to edit the thumbnail, and you know, and then you got to prepare the thumbnail, prepare the title, prepare the hashtags. I told you already in the past, approximately between initial, oh, I have an idea for a video, and you actually seeing this video, 8 hours. Add on top of that a total look video where I would have to move and then do the close-ups and the far away stuff and the far away shots. It has 16 hours, you know what I mean? Unless you don't have somebody to help you. So it's also out of necessity that I cannot make it a regular thing, because I don't want to deliver something half done. Like with all the possibilities, when I first started my channel, you know, I didn't have all the equipment that I have now. It's growing, we're getting there, and it's much better than it used to be, and it can get much better still. I'm very well aware of that, and I'm aiming towards that. But what I want to say is, given the capacities and the capabilities and the technology I have now, I'm doing the best I can. Doing full look videos, lookbook videos, motion videos, that's not something that, given the technology and disposition I have right now, is possible. you know, if I were to make it the best I can. And I want to make it the best I can. So once that technology or the numbers kick in, I have enough subscribers, enough views, and enough budgeting, then we can talk about it again. Okay, guys, it's going to break me. It's going to break me. It's going to stop me. Camera's going to die on me again. Thank you so much for watching. More answers to more of your questions coming very soon. Please thumb up this video if you liked it, and let me know what you thought about it in the comment section down below. Also add more questions if you have any. And if you haven't already but do wish to, please consider subscribing to my channel here on YouTube. I'm also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Don't you ever forget, and never fret. Never give up on love. Love you guys. See you soon. Take care. Bye.